The Fisherman and the Genie. And when it was the third night, and the king had taken his will of the vizier's daughter, Dunyazad said to her sister, "O my sister, finish us thy story." "With all my heart," answered Shahrazad. "Know, O august king, that when the genie heard the third old man's story, he marveled exceedingly, and shook with delight, and said, I remit to thee the remainder of his crime. Then he released the merchant, who went up to the three old men and thanked them, and they gave him joy of his escape, and returned, each to his own country. Nor is this more wonderful than the story of the fisherman and the genie." "What is that?" asked the king, and she said, "I have heard tell, O august king, that there was once a poor fisherman who was getting on in years and had a wife and 3 children, and it was his custom every day to cast his net 4 times and no more. One day he went out at the hour of noon and repaired to the seashore, where he set down his basket and tucked up his skirts, and plunging into the sea, cast his net and waited till it had settled down in the water. Then he gathered the cords in his hand and found it heavy, and pulled at it, but could not bring it up. So he carried the end of the cords ashore and drove in a stake, to which he made them fast. Then he stripped, and diving round the net, tugged at it till he brought it ashore. Whereat he rejoiced, and landing, put on his clothes. But when he came to examine the net, he found in it a dead ass, and the net was torn. When he saw this, he was vexed, and said, There is no power and no virtue save in God the Most High, the Supreme. This is indeed strange luck. And he repeated the following verses. O thou that strivest in the gloom of darkness and distress, cut short thine efforts, for in strife alone lies not success. Seest not the fisherman that seeks his living in the sea, midmost the network of the stars that round about him press? Up to his midst he plunges in, the billows buffet him, but from the bellying net his eyes cease not in watchfulness, till when, contented with his night, he carries home a fish, whose throat the hand of death hath slit with trident pitiless. Comes one who buys his prey of him, one who has passed the night, safe from the cold, in all delight of peace and blessedness. Praise be to God, who gives to this, and clothe to that deny. Some fish, and others eat the fish, caught with such toil and stress. Then he said, Courage, I shall have better luck next time, please God. And repeated the following verses. If misfortune assail thee, clothe thyself thereagainst, with patience, the part of the noble, 'twere wiselier done. Complain not to men, that were indeed to complain, to those that have no mercy of the merciful one. So saying, he threw out the dead ass and wrung the net and spread it out. Then he went down into the sea and cast again, saying, In the name of God, and waited till the net had settled down in the water, when he pulled the cords, and finding it was heavy and resisted more than before, thought it was full of fish. So he made it fast to the shore, and stripped, and dived into the water round the net till he got it free. Then he hauled at it till he brought it ashore, but found in it nothing but a great jar full of sand and mud. When he saw this, he groaned aloud, and repeated the following verses. Anger of fate, have pity and forbear, or at the least hold back thy hand and spare. I sally forth to seek my daily bread, and find my living vanished into air. How many a fool's exalted to the stars, whilst sages hidden in the mire must fare.
Then he threw out the jar and wrung and cleansed his net, after which he asked pardon of God the Most High, and returning to the sea a third time, cast the net. He waited till it had settled down in the water, when he pulled the cords, and finding it was heavy and resisted more than before, thought it was full of fish. So he made it fast to the shore, and stripped, and dived into the water round the net till he got it free. Then he hauled at it till he brought it ashore, but found in it nothing but potsherds and bones and broken bottles, whereat he groaned aloud, and repeated the following verses. Fortune is with God, thou mayest not win to bind or set it free, nor letter lore nor any skill can bring good hap to thee. Fortune indeed and benefits by fate are lotted out. One country's blessed with fertile fields, whilst others sterile be. The shifts of evil chance cast down full many a worth, and those that merit not uplift to be of high degree. So come to me, O death, for life is worthless verily, when falcons humbled to the dust and geese on high we see. It's little wonder if you find the noble-minded poor, what while the loser by main force usurps his sovereignty. One bird will traverse all the earth and fly from east to west. Another has his every wish, although no step stir he. Then he lifted his eyes to heaven and said, O my God, thou knowest that I cast my net but 4 times a day, and now I have cast it 3 times and have taken nothing. Grant me then, O my God, my daily bread this time. So he said, In the name of God, and cast his net, and waited till the net had settled down in the water, when he pulled the cords, and finding it was heavy, and resisted more than before, thought it was full of fish. So he made it fast to the shore, and stripped, and dived into the water round the net till he got it free. Then he hauled at it till he brought it ashore, but found in it nothing but a brassen vessel, full and stoppered with lead, on which was impressed the seal of our Lord Solomon, son of David, on whom be peace. When he saw this, he was glad, and said, I will sell this in the copper market, for it is worth 60 dinars. Then he shook it, and found it heavy, and said to himself, I wonder what is inside. I will open it and see what is in it before I sell it. So he took out a knife, and worked at the leaden seal, till he extracted it from the vessel, and laid it aside. Then he turned the vase mouth downward, and shook it to turn out its contents, but nothing came out, and he wondered greatly, and laid it on the ground. Presently there issued from it a smoke, which rose up towards the sky, and passed over the face of the earth, then gathered itself together, and condensed, and quivered, and became an Ifrit, whose head was in the clouds, and his feet in the dust. His head was like a dome, his hands like pitchforks, his legs like masts, his mouth like a cavern, his teeth like rocks, his nostrils like trumpets, his eyes like lamps, and he was stern and lowering of aspect. When the fisherman saw the Ifrit, he trembled in every limb, his teeth chattered, and his spittle dried up, and he knew not what to do. When the Ifrit saw him, he said, There is no God but God, and Solomon is his prophet. O prophet of God, do not kill me, for I will never again disobey you or cross you, either in word or deed. Quoth the fisherman, O Marid, you say Solomon is the prophet of God? Solomon is dead these 1800 years, and we are at the end of time. But what is your history, and how comest you in this vessel?
When the Marid heard this, he said, There is no God but God. I have news for thee, O fisherman. What news? Asked he, and the Ifrit answered, Even that I am about to slay thee without mercy. "O chief of the Afrits," said the fisherman, "thou meritest the withdrawal of God's protection from thee for saying this. Why wilt thou kill me, and what calls for my death? Did I not deliver thee from the abysses of the sea, and bring thee to land, and release thee from the vase?" Quoth the Afrit, "Choose what manner of death thou wilt die, and how thou wilt be killed." "What is my crime?" asked the fisherman. "Is this my reward for setting thee free?" The Afrit answered, "Hear my story, O fisherman." "Say on, and be brief," quoth he, "for my heart is in my mouth." Then said the Afrit, "Know, O fisherman, that I was of the schismatic Jinn, and rebelled against Solomon, son of David, on whom be peace, I and Seker the Genie. And he sent his vizier, Aseftin Berkia, who took me by force, and bound me and carried me, in despite of myself, before Solomon, who invoked God's aid against me, and exhorted me to embrace the faith, and submit to his authority, but I refused. Then he sent for this vessel, and shut me up in it, and stoppered it with lead, and sealed it with the Most High name, and commanded the Jinn to take me, and throw me into the midst of the sea. There I remained 100 years, and I said in my heart, Whoso releaseth me, I will make him rich forever. But the 100 years passed, and no one came to release me. And I entered on another century, and said, Whoso releaseth me, I will open to him the treasures of the earth. But none released me. And other 400 years passed over me, and I said, Whoso releaseth me, I will grant him 3 wishes. But no one set me free. Then I was exceeding wroth, and said to myself, Henceforth, whoso releaseth me, I will kill him, and let him choose what death he will die. And now thou hast released me, and I give thee thy choice of deaths. When the fisherman heard this, he exclaimed, O God, the pity of it, that I should not have come to release thee till now. Then he said to the Afrit, Spare me, that God may spare thee, and do not destroy me, lest God set over thee one who will destroy thee. But he answered, There is no help for it, I must kill thee, so choose what death thou wilt die. The fisherman again returned to the charge, saying, Spare me, for that I set thee free. Did I not tell thee, replied the Merid, that is why I kill thee? O head of the Afrits, said the fisherman, I did thee a kindness, and thou repayest me with evil. Indeed, the proverb lieth not that saith, We did them good, and they the contrary returned. And this on my life is what the wicked do. Who helps those that deserve it not shall be repaid as the hyena paid the man that helped her through. Make no more words about it, said the Afrit, thou must die. Quoth the fisherman to himself, This is a genie, and I am a man, and God hath given me a good wit, so I will contrive for his destruction by my wit and cunning, even as he plotted mine of his craft and perfidy. Then he said to the Afrit, Is there no help for it, but thou must kill me? He answered, No. And the fisherman said, I conjure thee, by the Most High name, graven upon the ring of Solomon son of David, on whom be peace, answer me one question truly. When the Afrit heard him mention the Most High name, he was agitated and trembled, and replied, It is well, ask and be brief. Quoth the fisherman, This vessel would not suffice for thy hand or thy foot, so how could it hold the whole of thee? Said the Afrit, Dost thou doubt that I was in it? Yes, answered the fisherman, nor will I believe it until I see it with my own eyes. Here Shahrazad perceived the day and was silent.